Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing another model airport update of South Waterloo International Airport. I reopened this airport recently and I am very excited to be showing all the planes in it because it's finally big enough to fit all the planes if I wanted. So without anything else to say, let's go ahead and get started. Just pulling off the runway is this Frontier Airlines Airbus A320neo in the Poppy the Prairie Dog tail. This flight has just arrived in from Phoenix, Arizona. Pushing back the flight out to Lakeland in Florida, we have the Prime Air Boeing 737-800 freighter. This flight arrived in earlier from Cincinnati in Ohio. And on the daily service from Ontario and California, we have this UPS Boeing 757-200 freighter. This flight will be heading out to Louisville in a couple hours. In the back, pushing back for a flight out to Portland is this Alaska Airlines Embraer 175. This flight arrived in earlier from Portland. In front of the small terminal, we have this Air Canada Express CRJ 900 LR. This flight has just arrived in from Calgary. Taxiing to the gates, after landing, we have this Spirit Airlines Airbus A320. This flight has just arrived in from San Juan. Heading out to the runway is this Delta Airlines Airbus A321neo. This flight arrived in from Atlanta about an hour ago and will be doing the turnaround to Atlanta again. Also taxiing out to the runway, we have the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Freedom 1 livery. This flight has just arrived in from Oklahoma City and will be departing out for St. Louis in a few minutes. Over at the international gates, starting us off, we have this Iceland Air in the National Geographic's livery. This flight arrived in from Reykjavik in Iceland about 2 hours ago. It's a little delayed getting back out there on its daily service, but and this is also a Boeing 757-200. And down at the far end of the international gates is this British Airways Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner in the flaps down mold. This flight has just arrived in from London Heathrow and will be headed back out there shortly. On the end of the terminal, we have the Volaris Airlines Airbus A320neo in the 100 Avions with the 100 Avions sticker. This flight has just arrived in from Puerto Vallarta and will be headed back out there in a little while. Over at the Alaska gates, we have at the bottom of the screen the Boeing 737 MAX 9 for Alaska. This flight has arrived in from Seattle about 20 minutes ago and will be going out to San Diego in a little while. After that, waiting for the Spirit A320 to pull into the gates, ready to push back is this Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-990ER in the One World livery. This flight arrived in from San Francisco and will be going out to Seattle. Or not San Francisco, I apologize, San Diego. On the end, per usual, we have the Delta Airlines Boeing 737-900ER. This flight has just arrived in from Salt Lake City and will be continuing on out to New York JFK today. At the Spirit and JetBlue gates, we have the Spirit Airlines Airbus A320neo in the new livery. This flight has just arrived in from Las Vegas and will be headed back out there in a little while. Below that and moving on to Southwest, we have the Boeing 737-800. This flight has just arrived in from Houston Hobby in Texas and will be going out to Raleigh, Durham in a little while. Up next is the very nice looking Southwest Boeing 737 MAX 8. This flight arrived in from Tampa not too long ago and will be going back out to Florida for a flight to Fort Myers. and a retired livery for Southwest. We have the Southwest 737-700 in the old Desert Gold livery. They do still have one of these on a MAX 8, but this is only the 700. But this flight has arrived in from Sacramento in California and will be going out to Phoenix later this evening. Taxiing out to the runway, we have this United Airlines Boeing 737-700. This flight arrived in from Newark, New Jersey earlier and will be going back out there. After arriving in from San Francisco, this United Airlines Boeing 737-900ER will be heading out to Denver, Colorado. Sorry for that pause. I kind of had a blank of where I was going to send this plane. This is also, both of these United are in the old merger livery. Moving on to American and American Eagle. We have our first American, and this is a Airbus A321 in the flagship Valor livery. A really nice looking livery for American, may I add. This flight has just arrived in from Dallas Fort Worth per usual and will be headed back out there. Up next, and a couple spaces over, we have another American. This is an A321neo. This flight arrived in from Miami and will be going out to Los Angeles. And lastly, for the airport update, our last plane is this American Eagle Embraer 175. This flight has just arrived in from Austin in Texas and will be departing out for Des Moines in Iowa. I do not believe that I have missed any planes. It did feel like it because I did change a lot around to change wind directions. So now planes, instead of taking off and landing on 10 left, are taking off on the opposite, which would be 28 or 27. That does wrap it up for the video. As I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out the channel. Share with a friend who loves aviation or someone that you think would love this video, because I know how hard it is sometimes to find other aviation enthusiasts if you haven't yet. I will be going to Mexico on Friday the 29th, flying good old Alaska. I will hopefully be doing some, what is it called? Like, not the opposite of slow-mo, time-lapse. I will be doing a time-lapse, if I can remember, of the takeoff out of one of the airports that I'm going to. I'm flying through Los Angeles, so that should be exciting. I'm really excited to go to Los Angeles for the first time. Also my first time out of the States, so that should be pretty awesome. But I'm hoping to get some really good footage, photos, videos, all that good stuff from the planes and trip. So be checking out my community page for posts of photos, and go check out my shorts feed and keep looking through the videos as I will be posting. I will be in another country, so I do not know how my phone will upload stuff. I've heard that sometimes phones don't work in other countries, but we'll see. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.